How did your week go, man?
Week is awesome, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you working a lot?
working a lot, man.
That's good, brother. That's good. I hear a lot of good things from Leroy. He's one of my really close friends, and he tells me that you're the man. He's very happy with your services.
Yeah, I've been working with Leroy for like maybe like 3 years now, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
good stuff. Good stuff. I saw his transition from, beginning to what he's doing now, and yeah, it's really cool to see that.
And what market are you in, Jose?
I'm here in the Berks County market. I dabble around in the Schuylkill County market, but mostly here in Berks. I'm kind of a city rat, so I'm running in and out the city, getting deals done, and holding on to as many as I can.
Pennsylvania is a very special market, bro. Like everywhere in Pennsylvania, dude. I mean, you got Philadelphia, you got Pittsburgh out there, then you got, Berks, Montgomery County, you have Chester County, York County, like
Yeah,
all of those areas are good, man. I
yeah.
think it's like top 15 in the U.S., maybe even top 10, bro.
Is it?
Yeah.
I know it's very competitive, but we're doing well.
Dude, I think competition's relative, bro. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Like, I mean, everybody says it's competitive, but I mean, um, like, are you doing the bare minimum? Like,
exactly.
exactly.
Yeah, some people, you'll tell them what it takes and have them build. You tell them all the systems and the processes, and it's a lot harder, I guess, for other people to kind of get started. So even when you give them the information, most people just don't want to do it. In my experience, at least.
Exactly, bro.
Yeah, I just pulled the list in Montgomery County probates, and I'm doing really good on that one, man. So I'm getting out of my comfort zone, heading towards Montgomery. So yeah,
Not bad at all, man. Yeah, a lot of money to be made in PA, dude.
yeah. For me, like I have all of my systems and processes in place and all that. I keep my throttle just enough, and maybe this is because I started with a big team, and it was a lot. And back then, I figured out if I just did a lot of it myself, I would make just enough money, like as hiring everyone else. So, what I did was I kept all of my systems and processes in place, but I have the throttle just enough for me to just take, a moderate amount of leads every day. And a lot of the stuff I'm doing is just on my own, maybe two, three deals a month, netting anywhere between, like 7 and 12K. And I'm actually pretty happy with that. Um, I'm not saying I'm complacent. I just see like both sides of the spectrum, like the big teams and building out businesses, and kind of doing it moderately, holding on to doors. And I was kind of grappling with that, and I was speaking to one of my mentors, and he said, if you want to, get back into the team building and all that, just make sure that's exactly what you want to do. And he said something that resonated with me. He told me not to. He told me, don't build yourself a prison. He said, don't build yourself a prison. Make sure that if that's what you want to do, if you want to go big, then you go big. If not, you're good.
I think you're building yourself a prison whenever you don't have a team, bro. It's like, I mean, between me and my business partner, man, I think we brought in like 1 million plus, and it's only been 2 months.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
And
beautiful.
so, but I mean, between me and him, we got like 24 plus employees. You know
Right.
what I mean? So, yeah, that's within all of our businesses combined. But I mean, if we didn't have that,
You'd build
right,
yourself a job.
it'd be
Yeah.
a fucking prison, bro.
You know
And
what it
so,
is? I was doing it wrong. When I was doing it, I was doing it completely wrong, and I was doing it the hard way. I can imagine you have stuff streamlined with, having that many employees.
yeah, just about knowing how to manage. I think a lot of people, they don't know how to like deal with management. They don't know how to like incentivize employees. They don't know how to build company culture, a bunch of that type of stuff.
Yeah, where did you, if you don't mind me asking, like, what resources did you tap into to kind of do it correctly?
Yeah. You know, like we're like more advanced now, right? So it's like for me and my business partner, we've been like 700 grand a year in mentorship, you know. So we're hanging out around like the billionaire people. And so but like for me, man, I got started in wholesaling in 2016, had 300 bucks to my name, finished the year off with 120,000.
Nice.
Like, like I like to say that, like, I like to tell everybody, bro, like I live with my mom and dad, like all the way till like I had 100 grand in the bank. And then all my mentors told me was like, hey, get used to spending like 15 grand a month. Right. And
Mm,
then so that's all I did, man. I had 10 cold callers, two acquisition managers, fully commissioned. And then I had
nice.
like one assistant. So I had 13 employees straight off the bat. And then on a bad month, I was making 30 grand. On a good month, I was making 95,000. Just
Nice.
selling and no other marketing stream, right? And I mean, no other like, income stream.
Right.
And so, I did that for I did that for like, 4 years, so like basically 2016 to 2020. We were doing an average of 400 to 800,000 a year
Wow,
with
that's impressive.
yeah. And then from there, man, I just got into data full time.
Nice. So, so based on the people you were around, you were able to scale to pretty much $1 million a year from
Yeah,
2016 to 2020.
exactly.
Nice. That's good. Did you feel
Working an
how
hour a
old
day.
were you?
How old was I? I was
Yeah,
18 I'm 26 now. I was 18 years old when I got into wholesaling.
that's fucking awesome, bro. That's very cool. Yeah, man. I get embarrassed when I think of the things that I was doing when I was 18. I was just in the street acting up.
Hey man, like I think it's all perspective, man. You know what I mean? It's like I think it's all about because some people, man, like they're gonna find like, their specialty in the strength earlier than other people. And the faster that you're able to do that, like the faster you're able to be like, okay, this is my like God-given gift that I can focus on full time, and then like I'm outsourcing all my weakness. Like
Hmm.
the faster you figure that out, the more money you make.
I
I think
see.
between me and my business partner last year, we brought in 6 million.
Good stuff. What markets
All
are you
income
in?
streams. We have multiple income streams, but between all income streams, right?
About
That's what
6 million.
we did.
And where are you at now? Where do you
Charlotte, North Carolina.
Charlotte, North Carolina? How have you did you always were you always in Charlotte?
No, I lived 3 years in Europe. That was a very interesting experience. And then, I traveled all over the world, man. I lived in Dubai at one point, and then, yeah, I lived in France. I lived in Italy. I lived in Germany. Lived in Slovenia. Lived in Croatia.
Nice.
So all over,
You're
bro.
so fucking young, bro. You're so young, and you've been all over the world. That is so impressive, man. You know how hard it is to find, at least in the world that I'm in, guys that are in their early 20s and that go traveling and lived in that many countries. It's like you lived 3 lifetimes over and over. But that's really cool, man.
It's all mindset, man. Yeah,
Okay,
bro.
okay.
So
Yeah, man, my biggest thing this year has been that do I want to build a team or do I want to stay in my comfort zone? And I'm definitely mulling over that.
never be in your comfort zone, bro. If you're comfortable every day, then that's where like things go bad, right?
Yes.
So what me and my business partner start focus on doing, bro, is like we make it a non-negotiable to do 2 hours of uncomfortable shit every single day.
Mm,
I told some of my friends, I was like, bro, we got a fucking nail bed, bro. You know what I mean? And we go into fucking like ice baths and shit, just and we
right.
in the fucking nail bed, bro. And then like, we take the ice bath, bro, just because we're like, fuck, man, this is gonna like, man us up. And then like fucking like, actually do shit, and so
That's
yeah.
dope. I have a friend he was just talking about the ice baths. He says he goes in every morning and it's like the
Yeah, it
hardest
sucks,
part of his
bro.
day.
It's not fun, bro, but it wakes you up, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what does it do for you? Does it like just after you're wrapped up, it gives you all the energy in the world?
I don't think it gives you energy, bro. You know, like, I think between me and my business partner, man, we're just disciplined, bro. You know, we focus on discipline, we focus on habit, we focus on non-negotiables. You
Mm,
know, like for me, for example, my non-negotiable is like I need to talk to 10 warm leads a day, right?
okay.
No matter what business it is, right? So, you know, if you add that up over the years, you know, I would say I started doing this since I was 20. So if I do this 300 days a year, that's 3,000 people I'm talking to per year.
Right.
3,000 people times 6 years, that's 18,000 people that I talk to over the phone,
Yeah.
right? And so that's one non-negotiable. Another non-negotiable is just learn something new 30 minutes a day. And then the last non-negotiable is do 2 hours for the uncomfortable shit. You know, like for us, man, I mean, most wholesalers standard operating procedure is 1 page. Always is 58 pages. We got like 150 video tutorials, employee training, stuff like that. And I'm like, bro, that's not even touching the surface. You know what I mean? So
Right.
it's like, it really comes down to, you know, good habits, discipline, and all of that stuff. Cause I was talking to like one of my buddies, man, that just makes 200 grand a year. And he's like, oh, I did 8 phone calls. I'm tired. I'm like, bro, I did 22 phone calls today. I was on a Zoom with my software developer for 3 hours. And then I spent, you know, 30 minutes reading. And then like, you know, I had to like train a new salesperson. And then like, you know, and then at the end of that, I had to do something for my bookkeeper. Right. And I'm like, bro, and that was a bad day.
Yeah,
day.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I was like, mindset,
Yeah,
man.
but you enjoy doing what you do, right? You like
Not
doing all that.
always.
No?
Not always. Because think about it, right? It's like, do people like you know in the first year of wholesaling, yeah, sure, you're gonna listen to every single wholesale podcast, you're gonna listen to everything, right? But afterwards, man, yeah, there's gonna be things that you like doing, but the money is made in doing the thing that everybody hates doing.
Yes, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Yeah, man, that's impressive. I love it. I love that. I love that. That's cool. So you built in these habits and you just you're killing it, man. That's awesome. Who are some of like the top wholesalers that, you know, that mentor you or just business people in general?
That use me or like
Well, both that kind of use your services and some people
oh
that you look up to.
yeah, bro. For me, man, I don't really have any like wholesale mentors, right? Like I did when I first started, right?
Hmm.
But um But like for me, man, I do the data for 50 wholesalers that do between 1 mil a year and 15 mil a year. So I do data for 5 wholesalers that do between 10 mil a year to 15 mil a year.
Okay.
And so my job, on average, man, they got 60 cold callers, right? So my job is like, okay, what's the top market to target? You know, what the list types that gonna give them the higher conversion, how to target the list type so that they get like that the maximum result,
Okay.
right? And so, yeah, man, you know, I got 5 clients spending like 300 grand a year with me, just from
Mhm.
5 people making like what, like 1.5 mil, right?
Right.
Something like
So I mean,
that.
I assume you're like refreshing data constantly, though. Then just sourcing data
Well,
all the time.
you you know, it's like you don't have to, right? Like we do, but it doesn't make too much of a difference, right? What I mean by that is it's so important to know, like, so here's the thing, right? So everybody is just like, let's just take a simple concept. Let's take probates, for example.
Hmm.
Probates, the date that they're out, 80% of them don't even sell until 6 months of their date being out. And
Right.
part of that reason could be because it takes 4 months to close a probate anyways, right? But like, you know, that like for probate, for example, you know, like everybody's hearing those stats. It's like, oh, like 80% of probates will sell their house within the first 12 months, but it's really not until 6 months that they're out. Like same thing with pre-foreclosure, right? Like same when it comes to pre-foreclosure, man, most of the pre-foreclosures don't actually sell until
So
like two
last minute.
weeks before.
How,
They're
how long before?
2 weeks before they're about to get foreclosed on.
Jesus
Right.
Christ.
So it's about timing of the data.
Mm.
You know,
Okay.
so for example, like if you're talking like absentee owners, the way that the top people close absentee owners, man, it's like 80% of it is gonna, so like let's just take Pennsylvania, for example, right? There's 1,000 new absent, there's about like 3,000 new absentee owners in Philadelphia, right? There's about like 2,000 new absentee owners in the Pittsburgh area. Then you do like Chester County, Montgomery County, York County, Berks County, all of those counties, right? There's about 1,000 new absentee owners each. Well, what's a better system? Like targeting the 12,000 new absentees as soon as they become absentee within the first 30 days, or just pulling all the old absentees, right? So
Right.
it's about like understanding, some of it is updated, but like some of it like some of like half of the game is knowing like, okay, should I target the most updated stuff? And then half of the game is knowing, should I not target the most updated stuff? Like another example is like 20-year owner occupants, right? So let's just say, so here's the thing, only 1% of people own a house for 30 years or longer, right? So that means 99% of people are going to sell their house before they hit that 30-year mark. So if you pull a list of people that own a house for 25 years, all these people are going to sell within this like small little bubble.
Right. Right.
And
Right.
so here you don't need new data, right? Like here
Right.
you focus on a particular niche.
You're focusing on timing, and it's funny you mentioned that because I just started with probates, and the person that I'm getting from, they give me a new list every Wednesday. And before they gave me, the new registered probates, they gave me a backlog of 6 months prior. And the leads that are the hottest, the ones that, I'm actually, inching toward getting the contract signed, are those leads that are backlogged. So that makes total sense. It makes me not want to hit any new probates right now because it makes a lot of sense. It's like focus on the timing more than updated data and know when people are more likely to sell versus when they're not.
Exactly.
Nice. Okay. Okay. So, do you get access to like super niche lists, like let's say like codes violations and shit like that?
Yeah, we have the, because like the code, every code violation starts off in the code enforcement office. Sometimes the code enforcement office pass it on to the county. So what we do on our end, it's like the moment that they pass it on to the county, like we have the list of all those code violations. So like they're a little bit late, but they were still on the code violation list, and maybe people haven't targeted, right? So if you look at the code violation list, there's a lot of deceased people on it, right? So for example, we'll do like deceive people, stack with code violations, right? And then if you look at it, right, there's no landline or cell phone to heaven, right? So like even if you call the first 5 phone numbers on the list, it's not gonna work, right? So it comes down to like competitive edge. So for us, I mean, we have an option called tier one data, which is like 6 cents a record, but through our tier one data, you're able to target 25 phone numbers per homeowner,
I see.
and then those 25 phone numbers on deceased people, right? It could be deceased or deceased stacked with code violations, either or,
Right.
right? And then from there, that's when that's when you have like a particular niche that not everybody's willing to do. But I mean, obviously those are the highest assignment fees because people don't want to wait for a month to 6 months just to close
Right.
something that's the probate. Because sometimes, because everybody focuses on probate, right? Which means that the person died with a will, they're going through the legal process to inherit the house, right?
Right.
But then there's a thing called intestate, meaning that the person died without a will. It's still a deceased homeowner. Nobody focuses on them because nobody talks about them.
Right. 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 That makes a lot of sense, man. So, what are some of the lists that you find are the most successful um, in wholesaling?
The number one list working right now is the adjustable rate mortgage list.
Adjustable rate mortgage list. So, people who have mortgages with adjustable rates.
Exactly right.
Nice. What's the
So that,
logic? Is it their higher payments?
yeah, because their mortgage payment increased, right? So they might have been paying like $1,200 a month on their mortgage, but because the interest rates increased, now they're paying $2,000 a month. And the average American got $1,000 to their name. So they're just like, fuck, what do I do? But with that being said, the wholesaler has to be an expert on knowing how to like help the homeowner out of the situation, like saying like, oh, hey, I think that you should rent. but they gotta know why, right? So there's like 1,000 different things on the topic of like adjustable rate mortgages, but I would just say like Google it and watch YouTube's on adjustable rate mortgages, and then you'll know how to like,
Right.
solve the homeowner problem. So so it's all about knowing what the conversion rate of each list is, right? So like basically, to know what the conversion of each list is, let's just say you pull an absentee list on January 1st. Let's just say January 1st, you pull every single absentee list, every single tax delinquent, every single code violation, every single ARM list, every single divorce list, every single deceased list, every single no data list, every single low income, low credit list, every single age 55 plus list, right? Everything, right? So let's just say you target it all the way until December 31st.
Hmm.
What most people do is they pull a list of every single property that's sold in the last 12 months, they'll stack it against their data, right?
Okay.
And they'll see like how many they were sold, right? So if you look in like Philadelphia or whatever, I don't know the exact numbers, right? But like let's just say that they see that like 6,000 deals happen on the absentee list
Okay.
every single year, right? Like, and you've only closed 10. You're gonna be like, how the fuck did I miss
Yeah. Right.
out
Right. Right.
on,
Right.
on all of those?
Hmm.
Right. But that's good because the moment you ask that question, it's like, fuck, how do I get like how do I, like master all of it? And then like what you'll learn is that like fuck, like the way that you're gonna win, like close even more deals is maybe you can close 10 deals a year, cold calling, 10 deals a year, tech blasting the list, 10 deals a year, direct mailing the list, right?
Right. Right.
Also like focusing on the follow-up game, focusing on the quality of the lead generation, focus on actually getting in contact. Because I'll tell you this, man, 99% of wholesalers have zero clue on how to like get like a 60% response rate on cold calling or text blasting. The average wholesaler, they probably generate like a 10% response rate.
Right. Right.
No one have to and I'll tell you that the top people know how to generate a 60% response rate, whether it's cold calling, text blasting.
That's beautiful. That's a lot of contacts. That's great.
Yeah, bro.
Nice.
But if you
Okay.
have a list of 100,000, you better know how to get in contact with getting 60,000 people to actually pick up the phone.
So you're saying that your tier one list can have up to 25 numbers per lead?
Yeah,
Jesus Christ. So how do you contact that many numbers efficiently? I mean,
auto dialing or text blasting,
just putting that throttle all
volume,
the way up.
volume.
I see. That makes sense. I am small fries compared to you, Josh. I'm small fries. But that makes sense, man. So,
Oh, I forgot to mention the conversion rate for the list, right? So when you stack the list, the adjustable rate mortgage has a 14% conversion rate. Divorce typically has like a 9 to 12% conversion rate. The C list typically got like a 6% conversion rate. Vacants is typically about 10%. Absentee, it's at about like 8% now,
and
right?
is this like national averages?
These are not well, like for me, man, all of my customers are really mainly in like 6 states, right? So like all my customers are mainly in like Georgia, Florida, Alabama, Tennessee, North Carolina, and Virginia, right? So like I take the average of all the top states that I work in. And so yeah, these are the average for these areas. Tax delinquent, man, only have a 2% conversion rate, but when you stack tax delinquent with the C's,
Hmm.
80% conversion rate. When you stack tax delinquent with vacant, it has like a 50% conversion rate. When you stack tax delinquent with co-violations, 80% conversion rate. Right.
Wow.
So you gotta focus on data stacked, and then you gotta focus on data by itself, and then you got to ask yourself what the conversion rate. So it's like, so let's just say you target like a high equity list, for example. The conversion rate on a high equity list is probably, what's your guess? What's your guess on a conversion rate for a high equity list?
7%,
It's 3%.
3%.
So the 3% conversion rate. So what does that mean? Let's just say you target like, an absentee owner list with like an 8% conversion rate. You're gonna make 3 times more money on the absentee list
Right.
than the high equity, right? So that's how you got to look at it, right? But now you're looking at, okay, I could probably make what, like a 6x ROI with the absentee. You could get a higher ROI, but it's about knowing how to do so, right? But for the average person, right, you're gonna look at like a 6x ROI unless you really know how to data management, track, and KPI, right? And then so now, let's just say you do like a ARM, as an adjustable rate mortgage list, and
Hmm.
this thing has a 14% conversion. Bro, that thing has like a almost a double ROI, but you're gonna earn like 12x on your money,
Right.
but on that one thing. So it's always about knowing like, okay, what are all the lists with like an 8% or higher conversion rate? And as long as I focus on that, then I know I'm always at least getting like a 6x ROI on my money. I don't like age 55 plus lists. I don't like empty nesters. I
Mhm.
don't like um high equity. Obviously equity is important for the deal, but here's the thing. I'd rather be in like 8 counties targeting adjustable rate mortgages in
Mhm.
8 counties, or targeting divorces in 8 counties, stacked with all of them stacked with high equity,
Mhm.
than to like focus all in one area. And then, you
What's the
know,
conversion on that on divorces and high equity?
what the conversion rate?
Hmm.
It's about 9%.
It's about 9%. That's good. That makes a
Yeah.
lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. Very cool. Okay. So where do you get like your data? Is it like where you had to get a bunch of licenses and stuff like that to access this data? That's what I'm assuming. I could be wrong.
Yeah, bro, you do have to have a license in a way to deal with the data in a way, right? Like, like there's two ways, right? You either get like licensed the data or you buy the data in bulk and then you assume the liability,
Mm.
right? So we do a combination of both. And so for us, man, we own like 155 million property address data with like 700 fields on each. We own like 2.5 billion phone numbers. Just to store our data costs like us $19,000 a month. So concept tracing, we own a lot of data. And then for like all the list types, man, that's like available, our website is concepttracing.com for
Hmm.
for your bro. So they can check out
Definitely.
what we have. It's just 3 cents a record.
3 cents a record.
10,000 records, and then if you want the tier one stuff, then you just email my team.
Okay. And can you kind of like what do I want to say? When you like say you get the tier one data and there's 25 records per person, do you break down those records in a certain format to where it makes it a little bit you just give it like that?
Yeah, it's just 25 phone numbers all in one row, man. You upload it like a normal list. You know what I mean? Even if you gotta like break it down. So there's an advanced tip that like all the top like people in the game follow. It's called like using a macro or using a master phone column.
Okay.
So basically, they probably have YouTube video on it, but basically, man, it's taking like all the phone numbers you have on file and putting it all in one row. And by doing that, you're able to easily handle the data management, and your dialer is able to read the data better, right?
Better.
Because what happens on an auto dialer is like, by the way, like when it comes to auto dialing, you got to be on a 10-line dialer,
At
right?
least 10. Yeah.
Yeah, because the thing is, it's like if you're using a 3-line dialer, that's enough to close one deal every 3 months. A 10-line dialer is what it takes to close one deal every 30 days.
Exactly. Okay.
And so, yeah, so using a 10-line dialer, but in order to like structure the data in a way where you're not running out of records, you have to put it in a master phone column.
Okay. That makes sense. Nice. So, say you were like starting fresh, and it was just you. You didn't have all the knowledge that you know now. Where would you start? Knowing what you know now, where would you start?
Yeah, I can easily close a deal in 3 days. Yeah, I tested the theory too, bro. I was like, could I close a deal in 3 days? And the answer was yes. You know, like what I did, man, is all I did, man, because I'm good with the data stuff, right? So like for me, all I did, man, was I took a list of every single person that owns 10 plus houses, and I took all the data of I looked at all of them and I took all the data to see if they sold just one house, right? And then what I would find, it's like and then I would do this over like 10 different markets, right? And what I did was, I got like 1,000 records or so of people that own 50 houses, but they just sold one, right? Especially in this market where people think we're in a recession. So what did I do? I just called them and then I was like, hey man, I saw that you sold one house already. Maybe because you think we're in a recession, but like, are you looking to sell another? Bro, the third phone call. What the fucking
Right, right, right.
so so yeah, it's really about like knowledge, competitive edge, and really understanding the game, right? Because like all the top people, man, like they know how to close a deal ASAP. Like I had a buddy of mine that like made a $10,000 bet with me. He's like, this buddy of mine, he's probably worth like 4 million bucks, right? And then like he was like, Josh, I'll make a $10,000 bet with you. I'm like, what's the $10,000 bet? He's like, if you can close a deal in Las Vegas in under 30 days, I'll buy the deal from you and I'll pay you $10,000 on top. I know he's a legit dude because this is a dude that flips 200 houses a year, right? And so I was like, dude, I can close a deal in under 30 days in Las Vegas. And I don't know crap about that market.
Right.
And then yeah, bro, I went ahead. This was like in 2018, I think. So it's like this was quite a long time ago. But dude, literally, bro, Las Vegas during that time. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say this, but so I'm gonna like keep some stuff out. But basically, bro, somehow I got 1.2 million phone numbers at a very good price.
Okay.
Let's just say it's like, I got like 1.2 million phone numbers in Las Vegas for 3 grand. And then I went ahead and I went to this company called Shreddick Networks at that time. Shreddick Networks, you can buy 2 million ringless voicemails for 3 grand. So I spent a very low amount of money,
Right.
right? My definition of very low amount
No,
of
yeah,
money,
that it is. I
all
mean, two
relative, but some
million
people are
ringless
like,
voicemails.
that's nothing, right?
Yeah.
Some people are like, that's my haircut, bro.
Right.
A private jet fee, right? But so I did all of that, man. I ringless voicemailed all 1.2 million people. Really, like half of them were mobile phones, right? So really, I ringless voicemailed 600,000 people 3 times in a row.
Okay.
I think generated, I think that campaign generated 600 leads, and then from the 600 leads, man, we already had 3 properties under contract, and then we ended up selling one of them for like 30 grand plus 10 grand on top.
Wow, that's beautiful.
So it's all about what you know, understanding the game, and all of that stuff.
That makes a lot of sense. And 2 million ringless voicemails for 3 grand. That's
They
very
don't do
cheap.
it anymore, man. Chadic Network costs, dude.
Right now, I'm messing with Roar. I'm doing the Portal Roar. Do you have like any recommendations for some better systems? I mean,
That's cool.
I'm using Roar for ringless
What type of
voicemails.
testing?
For ringless voicemails and SMS, I'm using Roar.
I wouldn't do ringless voicemails nowadays, like because I've sent out 40 million plus ringless voicemails in my life, and our average KPI, man, was 600,000 ringless voicemails per day. Remember, you heard my price. I was paying like freaking like 3 grand for 2 million.
Right.
Like, so guess what? I'm spending 3 grand and like to potentially close 3 deals with 3 grand, right? I'm on average I'm spending 1 grand per deal close, so it made complete sense.
Yeah, it does.
So unless you're able to find a place where you can spend 1 gram for every million English, let's just say 1 gram for every 600,000 million voicemail drops, I wouldn't do it.
I see. What's your favorite marketing strategy right now? Just cold calling?
I like cold calling.
Yeah.
Because for me, man, like I'm a cold calling expert, bro. I had 10 cold callers for the longest time. Right. So like it's all about understanding the cold calling game, right? So it's like whenever it comes to cold calling, bro, it's like most people have no idea how to get in contact with homeowners. So as long as you know how to do that. So like the general idea, bro, it's like let's just say you have one cold caller, right? If I have one cold caller, I'm gonna make sure I'm on a 10 line dialer. That's number one. Number two, I'm gonna rotate between 20 phone numbers. Right, that's number two. Number three, I'm deleting 5 phone numbers every single week because these phone numbers are becoming scam likely. And number four, man, I'm uploading all of those phone numbers into Verizon verification, T-Mobile verification, AT&T verification, and then all the other company verification. And by uploading all these phone numbers, so check this out. So an advanced tip with cold calling is that whenever you have a high voicemail rate or whenever you have a high disconnect rate, it's because the carrier block your calls.
Right.
But as long as you're verifying those numbers with Verizon, T-Mobile, and AT&T, all of those calls go through.
Do you do
This
that
is my
with?
partner, by the way. We're doing our little podcast, Das.
Hey, how's it going, man?
Hey, I'm not gonna interrupt the podcast, guys.
You're good,
You
bro.
guys
You can hop
do your
on.
thing.
You guys are doing your thing. It's very impressive.
That's awesome, man. You guys liking it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. No, I'm having it recorded and sent over to my students. And Josh is like a wealth of knowledge, and he doesn't hold anything close to chest. He just, says it how it is, and that's cool. It's very difficult to find.
I learned that from Dash, like sometimes people gotta hear the hard shit, right?
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah, it's kind of like teaching people how to build a rocket ship. If you really want to build a rocket ship, you're gonna do it. But once you get the information, if you don't feel like going through the hassle of building it, then you just don't do it at all. And it's better to get all the meat and potatoes from the very beginning and know what you're up against than driving around in circles.
That's a lot of people doing that stuff. That's why they're
Yeah.
not successful. You gotta get down to the T, man.
You gotta get your hand dirty. You gotta do the hard stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
All discipline. No motivation BS.
Yes. So are you doing the ice bath also? And has he tried the ice bath?
What is it?
The ice bath.
Oh yeah. We're doing it every day, man. Going to the gym every morning, wake up early, read, make some money, repeat it again.
Repeat it again.
Good shit, bro. That's fucking awesome, man. You guys are awesome. Yeah, so you were saying how you register all of your phones with the carriers. Are you doing that through like TNC.com, or do you do it like directly, or do you hire like VAs to do that?
I do it directly, right? So you can have all the so so for Verizon it's called voicespamfeedback.com. I put all the websites on my Instagram, right, at JoshChain22, but voicespamfeedback.com for Verizon. For AT&T, you just go to the AT&T website where like the business section of the AT&T website, and then basically they put out a link for Haya Help Desk. It's a third-party company that they use to unblock, all of those phones that people are auto dialing with.
Okay.
Real businesses are auto dialing with. And then the last one is T-Mobile. T-Mobile uses a third-party company called First Orient. So I put all of them on my Instagram.
Okay, cool. And there was I was looking into that not too long ago, and I came across like a third party company where they'll I forget what they're called, but they monitor your numbers, and every week.
Like caller ID, reputation, and stuff like that.
Yeah. Like they'll monitor your numbers, and then once your number gets hit with spam likely, they'll let you know, and they'll tell you which number it is, and you could either swap the number or get it. What's the term that they used? Kind of get it. It starts with an R. I'm drawing a blank.
I think this, man, it's better to do it yourself, man, right? Like, cause like 90% of these companies, man, they all use No More Robo. No More Robo is like the #1 company for verifying if a phone number is scam likely or not, right? Because if you look at like Ready Mode or Call Tools, man, they're 2 weeks delayed in terms of telling you whether your phone number is scam likely or not. So, dude, oftentimes, man, you can get a phone number on Call Tools immediately. Dude, it's freaking scam likely day one because they don't own unlimited phone numbers. They just rotate all like the 10,000 phone numbers that they own between all of their clients, right? And then so it's scam likely day one. So it's all about knowing like how to get like non-scam likely numbers, and then the whole game is about knowing all of that stuff, man. No More Robo, $2 a month, man. Let you know same day whether a phone number is scam likely.
Oh shit, that's great. No More Robo. Yeah, it's funny because I pulled like a couple of numbers and I plugged it into that third party, and every number was like flagged, every single one. And then we had to reconcile them. And once we reconciled them, the report came back clean. And I'm like, damn, this whole time I was buying numbers and they were all bad. And then I thought about it and I'm like, in the beginning when we used to cold call and nobody was freaking picking up, that it makes sense now, you know?
Because dude, if you have those scam likely phone numbers, what happens if the seller sees it, they answer and they say wrong number, right? And you never get the chance to work with this person ever again, right? So it's so important that whenever you start the day, check all the phone numbers before you start calling and just delete all the scam likely ones.
I see. So how many phone numbers do you have in total for your business right now?
Well, typically you gotta have 20 phone numbers rotated between for each cold caller. So if you
How,
have
I'm
10
sorry, how
cold callers,
many?
oh, 20 phone numbers per cold caller,
20
That's a
phone.
right?
lot of numbers, bro.
No, this is just right, bro. 20 phone numbers per cold caller,
Really?
bro.
That
Yeah.
many?
Well,
I
you're
don't.
using a lower line dialer, bro. You know, it's like most people gotta like be on a higher line dialer. You know, especially if they're not like, if they don't got your type of exit strategies, bro.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's true. I agree with you.
Cool.
So each cold caller, they just rotate the all 20 numbers until they hit.
Cause then it's just averaging like 100 dials per phone number.
Okay, okay. So how do
The
you, how do you,
problem with that is make sure you follow the voicemails because those voicemails are important. Some people will leave you some voicemails. You need to do some callbacks, because people want to get a hold of you. A lot of people miss on those things
mm,
because I used to like disregard those voicemails, man. I started listening to them like people want to fucking sell. Like you'll
Yeah.
be surprised how many voicemails we did not convert just because my people were not on their game on the voicemails. I'm like, motherfuckers, you guys got to be on the top on this shit, and we started converting voicemails. You know what I mean? So
Exactly right.
it's everything is important in this business, like every single little detail.
every contact?
Doing the thing that other people aren't willing to do.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. How do you integrate so much data with your CRMs? Are you using like a Podio system, or is there something a little more
Podio,
high
bro.
level?
Podio can take a lot of fucking data, man.
Podio can take a lot of hits.
But the thing is, like, you don't overload your Podio. You overload your Zencore or Cold Tools, and whenever you produce
Exactly.
the lead, you push it to Podio. Like, have a
Because you don't upload your list to Podio, right? You just upload the leads from the
yeah.
list.
So here's the
Yeah.
thing. Like, I've got an automation built from like a developer, and basically my Podio is connected to my Zen call, and once they click that the lead is motivated, it it talks to Podio and Zenko pushes all the data to Podio, and now my team is notified, and whoever gets it first, because it's a round robin,
Okay,
whoever gets it first, it's their lead. You know what I mean? That's how we set it up.
that makes a
So
lot
that's
of
how we
sense.
rotate things, because once you build a team, you got to think about, hey, how do we distribute these leads properly? How do we do this? How is it fair? All that little things, I mean, as a business owner, you got to make sure everybody feels fairly treated, so, there's a lot of things going on out there.
This isn't a Vin podcast, man. You post it everywhere, bro. Honestly, at this point, man.
Yeah, man. Well, I appreciate it too, man. And I'm so curious about all of it because it's so interesting and it's what I do. And even though I'm doing deals at my own pace and like, if I wanted to, I would I would do big stuff, which more than likely, might happen coming down the line. I just, I have 3 kids and, I'm very chilling right now, but it's like you say, it's like your comfort zone is where all your dreams go to die. It's like I got comfortable and, I started gaining all this weight and I'm not eating right. And I noticed my brain isn't working the way it was maybe 2 or 3 years ago. And I'm like, yo, I got to get my shit together. I have to start fucking taking ice baths and, working out and doing what I got to do because it seems like if for me at least, if I'm not evolving, I'm like devolving. I'm either going one way or the other.
Exactly right, bro.
Yeah, and I don't.
Tell them about my what type of offers I received on my email.
I mean, Tasha closing on like 1.1 million in one day.
Yeah.
And Thoughts is like, it seems good, but I'm gonna count it at 1.3 just to see if they would take it, man.
We took it, bro.
They took
Yeah.
it. That was today, right?
Yeah.
Nice,
You
good
made
stuff.
1.3 million today, bro. So not hard.
Right. So, what did it take you guys a while to build out all of like your SOPs and that, and like your
You're
training
freaking like
materials?
six plus years of overnight success, man.
Yeah, bro. Never stop the grind, bro. Once you stop, you die, how you said. Like, you know, you never want to be comfortable. Once you're comfortable, you're already fucking losing.
Yeah, I feel that. I definitely feel that, man. I mean, so if you were in my position, how many people would you hire straight off the bat? Let's say in liquid, maybe like $100,000, and you're like, all right, well, let me get my shit together. I'm gonna hire as many people as I can and get started and do what I gotta do. What would you
Like,
recommend for
how
like?
good can you manage 3 people? Right? Because if you can manage 3 people really good, then I would say like go to 10 people. You agree, Stas?
Well, it depends what's your goal, bro.
Yeah.
I either want to go big or I want to stay comfortable, and I don't want to stay comfortable anymore, bro. I want to dominate. I want to dominate the some of these counties,
You
and
want to make some Taco Costadina money, bro.
Bro, to make my type of money, you gotta have a lot of shit together, bro.
Like we're big believers, man, that like big deals come from like being the type of person you are. You know, it's like we become experts at everything that we do, bro. You know, it's like I see Stas reading the freaking county zonings. How big is that booklet? 300 pages?
Plus,
300 plus pages.
yeah.
300 plus pages. He's reading his county zonings. You know, like to see like where all the plan developments are happening, things like that.
so just
You know, for
constantly
me,
doing
man,
homework. Right,
that's will tell you about. I'll chat GPT every information there is about data, but dude, I look at thousands of Excel spreadsheets, you know, and that's how I track everything for me, you know. So it's like we're both becoming experts no matter what we do. So if you're in wholesaling, you gotta know everything about cold calling. If you're cold calling, you gotta know everything about tech batting. If you're tech batting to a T, bro, perfectly, man.
right. If you
We
ain't
don't
learning,
anymore.
you ain't earning. That's what they say, right?
Yeah.
I mean, what? How do you see? Speaking of ChatGPT, how do you think machine learning tools are gonna impact the industry in the next couple of years? You think it's hype?
Tell them the truth, bro. Dude, AI has been around for so long, people don't even fucking know,
Been
man.
around since 1951, bro.
So it's already in play.
It's just evolving every single day, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, AI is gonna take over everything, you know? I mean, if you think 20 years ago and now, how much people knew and how much now people know, almost impossible to even compare, bro. Fucking nowadays, people are stupid.
Yeah,
And they go on their phone and they take everything from the phone.
Yeah, you know that's a big thing, right? Don't let like AI or like other people do your own thinking. I joke around with Tesla saying
right,
that "Yeah, I'm letting this AI do my own thinking from now on. I'm tired of thinking." But no, but the reality is, man, like, dude, like no matter who the mentor is, no matter who like the top person is, no matter who this like guru is that has like freaking 50 million like views on TikTok and Instagram and shit, don't let other people do your own thinking.
right.
Do your own thinking.
And sometimes what's good for them is not gonna be good for you, man. So you gotta do you, you know? That's a big thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of
Yeah.
like know yourself.
When you focus on your strength, you become exceptional. When you focus on your weakness, you become average, right? So don't focus on your weakness. Doss is very good at business. He's very good at negotiations. He's very good at um, he's very good at hiring the right people. He's good at finding talent, building systems. For me, man, I'm good at like the data, the tracking, sales, marketing, and then all of that stuff. So you got to focus
Okay.
on what you're good at.
So what was it? What are you guys' biggest like resource with respect to sales and closing? How were you guys? I know it was a lot of trial and error, and you guys have been doing it for a really long time. Was there like one thing that you guys, either a course or a book, where you guys just that light bulb was just like, all right, well, I'm a beast now. What was that one thing for you guys?
You want to answer this question, Doss?
I would say for me, bro, the biggest one thing was a lot of trial and error, bro.
So just getting punched in the face.
Dude,
You have
that
to.
helped the most. And like I've never had an advice that really helped me become a good salesman, like or like negotiate. Because whenever I got on the phone and I fucked it up, I knew that I fucked it up. And I
Mm.
fucking said, well, how the fuck can I get better? You know what I mean?
Exactly. Exactly that, right? Like ask yourself, how do I get better? A lot of people, they know they fuck it up and they don't do nothing about it.
Yes.
Absolutely nothing. They get punched in the face, man, they stay on the ground.
Right. Or they just
Books
make the
like
same
never
mistakes.
split the difference and stuff like this, I would say they're great. But I would say no sales book will be as great as you learning psychology. I would say psychology, like read Robert Greene, all the 48 laws of power, the laws of human nature by Robert Greene. If you learn that shit, bro, you're natural. Like you are natural of understanding people. And
Mm.
sales is understanding people. So once you do that, like there's nothing that can stop you because let's say you go on a negotiation and you're negotiating $50 million deal and you're going with the big dogs. And if you can't read them and you know when they're bluffing, where when they're doing stupid shit that
Mm-hmm.
like if you don't understand the human nature, like you can't win the big game. You know what I mean? So that's why I say sales books are okay, it's cool. But even like when you think about never split the difference, the guy, what was his name? Forgot.
Chris Voss.
Yeah, Chris Voss. Like, his biggest thing is psychology. Like he fucking played with these people's mind, man. And that's why he was so successful with what he was doing. So that's my answer, bro, on that,
So knowing how people tick, pretty much.
Yeah.
You guys ever get into like NLP, like neuralistic? What that?
Listen, I
I don't
do.
even know what NLP means.
Yeah.
Remember my analogy where you cut people out in China, bro, with a smile on your face, they'll never know, bro.
Yeah.
That's what NLP is,
Oh
dude.
God.
Yeah, man, that's cool. I mean, do you guys offer any or like when people, you know, purchase your data, do you guys provide any like training or support for using the data effectively?
Absolutely.
Cool, 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 cool. I'm gonna plug you in. I know I'm gonna post this. I know a few people will definitely work. You guys are awesome, man. I like that. I like that you guys, don't hold anything close to chest and you say how it is, and that's very cool. Like I said, it's very hard to find people that are an open book, but it's like the analogy of the rocket ship. You could teach somebody how to build it, and if they actually build it and they put in the work, then they deserve it. But at least they'll know the information as to whether or not they're actually going to build it or not. So it's really cool that you guys are, giving away all the sauce. And, Josh, for example, he's giving away all the websites. You know what I mean? Like, hey, this is this website, that's that website. A lot of meetups and groups that, that I go to, and like I'll listen to people speak. You can tell that, some of the information, they don't want to like give up some of the websites or some of the sauce. And, it just turned, for me at least, it kind of turns me off. And I honestly, I'm in my basement right now, and I just stay here. I do my little marketing. I put my throttle as high or as low as I want. I talk to as many people as I want, and it's that's what I do, at least here, and I'm pretty happy, and we're doing pretty good. But again, like I'll compare myself to a lot of my friends, and I see how quickly my friends are going and how they're able to scale so much, even with like buying and holding rentals and things like that. And I'm like, man, if they could fucking do that, I could do that. And then I start thinking to myself, do I want to do that? And I'm getting there.
You don't want to do rentals, bro.
Exactly, bro. Like,
If I can give everybody a piece of advice, don't fucking do rentals. It's
So
bullshit.
what would you do like
yeah,
if
Josh
not
has had
rentals?
people, like his water bill was like $10,000 just because a fucking pipe burst. You know what I mean? It's like people don't show, people don't show that shit. Like on one of the Airbnbs,
I'm selling all my rentals, bro.
Exactly.
Like I do not want to hold rentals.
So where do
Like,
you guys park your money if it's not in rentals?
Real estate, bro.
Yeah,
So
just no single family home
I buy
stuff.
land, bro. I get land. And I like talk to Josh. Like I buy
Land.
land, bro, and my land appreciates like fucking nobody else. Like I buy it, I know what to do with the land, you know. I do the same thing, like fix and flip, right? I do the same thing with land, but that shit appreciates 50 plus times. You
nice.
know, so like, you know, right now I placed an offer, 1 million bucks, right? 50-acre land in the heart of Fort Mill, right? I can put there 80 lots when I do the process of chopping them up. And basically, once I get the entitlement done
Hmm.
on the land, I'm buying it pretty much for like about 13 to 15,000 per lot at this point. Like if I do the math, when
Okay.
I do the entitlement, I already have like an offer from DR Horton for 60K a lot. How much fucking money is that?
Holy
Okay.
fucking cow.
That is fucking one deal, bro. And then you multiply that fucking stuff again and again and again and again, and you're fucking building an empire instead of jerking off with one rental at a time, bro. Then I'm gonna buy like 100, 1,000 units, whatever, and that's how you scale. You don't fucking jerk off with 5 houses, 10 houses, 20 houses. What is that? That's a fucking jerk off, you know what I mean? So, you know, that for me is real wealth, bro. And all this stuff is just blinding yourself from actually getting to that point of being
It
very
goes back to
successful.
don't let other people do your own thinking, man.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
I did that, bro, and I tell you from experience, don't fucking do rentals. That's so stupid, you know? Like, makes no sense.
Good stuff. Good stuff. So essentially what you're doing is you're buying land, chopping it up and reselling it, and it's way better than dealing with tenants, termites, toilets, and that's great.
For me, yes. For some people, no, because like I am willing to take the risk. The risk with land is huge. So are you willing to take the risk? You know, that's what it comes down to. If you know your stuff, maybe the risk is not big, but you know, if you don't want to take the risk, single family rentals work for a lot of people, bro. And let's say you want to have a good 15, 20K cash flow, that might work for you. You know what I mean? But everybody's different. I want million bucks a month cash flow, you know. I don't
Word.
want $20,000, you know. $20,000, yeah, it's cool, it's sexy, but $1 million a month is way different, you know what I mean?
So let me
So
ask, when you're doing your land play, is your intention to maybe roll that into like huge multifamily 1,000 unit projects eventually, or how are
yeah,
you gonna? So okay, so you roll that into bigger syndications and general partnerships to where you can collect that cash flow, and actually at that level it's less work than single family homes. It's you
yeah.
already have.
But the problem with single family, bro, especially if you're gonna buy it everywhere around, you become very scattered as far as management goes. Even if you get a property management company, they don't give a fuck about your property. So, you know, you're fucked both ways. You know what I mean? Your time will be like, oh, my toilet needs fixed, or you're just dealing with. If you don't have a property manager, you're giving these properties yourself and you're managing yourself. It's gonna take a lot of your time, a lot of your energy, and you don't know how much actual cash flow you have because things can go wrong. People
Right.
can be bad. They can be nasty to your house. If they're nasty to your house, you have to fix that shit. Then you have to profit for 2 years to get your money back. Let's say you got somebody else. Let's say they fuck your house again. Then that shit repeats all over again. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
and
it's
it's
kind of
yeah.
like a circle of expenses that you don't really know.
Right.
But that's why we have a list of tired landlords. That's exactly why. I mean, even if me, like, I'm like, fuck this shit. I even will sell it for a discount just so I don't fucking have to deal with this bullshit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense. Have you rolled over any of those funds into hundreds of units yet, or are you still, going through the process of flipping your land?
Like I like warehouses. Like I'm focused right now to buy a warehouse. I want industrial stuff. I want the those units. What do you call them? The storage units.
Okay.
you know, Multi-family units, maybe down the line in the future, but like if I want to do a multi-family unit project, it will have to be me finding the land, me rezoning the land and building the full project myself, because that's where the value really is, because I'm building a brand new product to the city. I can create my vision the way I want it to be, and I can stabilize it, and then I can cash out or whatever. Or if I want to just leave it to my kids, I can do that as well. Like it depends. But
S-
you can
Right.
so for me it's like I'd rather build it myself because I know how I'm gonna build it. I know what it will be. I know all the minuses, pluses, plus if you get the land, everything is cheaper from there, because it's all about when you buy it. Like let's say I buy the land, right? And it's 100-acre land. And I say, well, I'm going to rezone it and now I'm going to put fucking units there. I mean, if I have 100 acres on like multifamily, let's say I have 12 doors per acre, that's 1,200 doors I can put on that fucking land.
Right.
I create a humongous project. I created the way I want it, beautiful, modern, whatever I want to create. Then, of course, the cost is not there, because let's say I bought this 100 acres with a $10,000 an acre, that's not that much money.
Right.
So now, once you rezone it, if I want to just sell the land, I'll probably make 4 million bucks. But why would I do that? With 4 million, 5 million bucks, you probably can build the building,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and you have such a big spread already. And on top of that, once you stabilize it, you're cashing out at least 25, 30 million, at least.
Yes.
So that's the key, man. Like, it's all about playing the big game, and knowing where you're going. And of course, like you cannot start with this. Like you gotta keep like flipping. I say wholesaling is the number one things everybody should do, because it gives you a lot of cash to play different games.
Get
And
the
start
cash, man, and
create that cash flow. Create that cash flow from wholesale deals. It's way better than waiting on a rental to pay $500
Right.
jerk off.
Or flipping to make to have to pay a bunch of capital gains. I don't know. How do you guys feel about flipping versus
put like
wholesaling?
20 grand down for like a freaking single family home, bro. That's gonna pay them like whatever, $900 a month,
Yeah, it doesn't make
right?
sense.
Versus like investing 10K in wholesaling, and let's just say you make 30.
Right.
It, well, with the better investment, it's all about calculating the opportunity cost with what you have,
Yeah.
Right.
right? And usually the biggest opportunity cost is like, okay, how do I 20x what I can, 10 to 20x with time and money? Right? Could usually take both, but we don't believe in passive income here.
Right.
There's no such a thing as passive income, bro.
No, it's not, especially with single family. Like you said, you can have, you know, maybe 2 years of somebody living there and then they get out of there and they made such a big mess that all the cash flow that you made in those 2 years will go right back into, fixing up the house. So I definitely
What
agree.
a rat race, bro, for a reason. This is the fucking rat race for all the damn investors,
This is
bro.
the newer rat race, bro. For like, there's literally a new quadrant,
Yeah,
bro.
it is. I can write
The
a fucking
rat
whole
race in the
book about
business
this.
and investing.
Yeah, it is a fucking rat race, bro. And once you get in that rat race, honestly, it's so fucking hard to get out of it. You know why? Because here's the thing. Once you are in the rat race, you gotta keep making money to sustain your business.
Yeah.
And your mind is always occupied on making money to sustain your business, that you don't have time to see the bigger shit. And
Right.
you're doing it all day, all night, every day for the fucking rest of your life, because you don't have time to really think what is going on. And by the time fucking 5, 10 years have passed, people have surpassed you all fucking, like you can't even catch up, bro. So, that is the fucking rat race,
It's
that is the
the
new
rat
rat.
race 2.0.
Right,
Yeah,
2.0.
yeah, dude. Like, I am fucking serious. I can write a fucking book about the whole thing because there's a lot of things that go into it, and people don't pay attention to it, and they get fucking sucked into it, and you're kind of like you're locked in forever, bro. Till
Yeah.
you don't break the pattern, then you have to probably stop your business, rethink everything, and start everything from scratch. And some people don't want to do that, you know.
Yeah, because they spend so much time building what they have that it's a hard pill to swallow too. 'Cause it's like,
Yeah, they
yeah,
get attached, bro. Attachment,
yeah,
and you don't want to be attached to anything, bro. You gotta
Especially
think.
when you're losing.
Yeah,
yeah,
you're losing time, bro. You might making money, but are you really making money? Are you driving a Lambo? Are you fucking in a $10 million house, living whatever, and you having your time also? Or are you fucking driving a normal car, also living in a normal house, and you don't have that much money to show up, and you have to work every day to sustain your business? What the
right,
fuck is that? Fucking go get a job. It's the same thing anyways, and you have no stress any of that shit. So those things have to be taken in consideration whenever it goes down to things like that, bro.
right. Don't build yourself a prison in the rat race 2.0.
Yeah, man, that's the new fucking rat race, man, because a lot of people want to be entrepreneurs and they don't know really how to be entrepreneurs.
And some people are just not meant to be entrepreneurs.
Some people are
So
good being
you can be
workers.
rich without being an entrepreneur, right? But you gotta find something that allows you that
Honestly,
opportunity.
more people have become rich from not being entrepreneurs than have been entrepreneurs. If you look at the stats, you know.
I see. So you guys are into like the build to rent model. So if you guys were getting into real estate, your advice would be, wholesale, of course, build as much capital as you can, and then just go big right from the jump. Skip the whole single family, 2 unit, 3 unit, 4 unit, and go right into the big development, get into the
You'll know
land.
when to go big, right? Like
You'll feel it, man.
you'll feel it. But here's the thing: when you feel it, you can't be scared.
Yeah, you just gotta go in, bro.
Right.
I
Okay.
would say this, man. 3 units, 2 units, 4 units, it's all good. I mean, you should start with it, right? Because real estate is real estate. You always can sell it, and you make the money in the holding. So let's say you buy 4 units in a great area and it's a great deal.
And
Fucking
it
keep it,
doubles, yeah.
keep it,
Yeah.
and with time, I mean, you can refinance it. I mean, refinancing, those are free fucking money you can get.
Hmm.
Take advantage of it, stuff like this. I mean, take advantage of the system, but whenever it's time, liquidate everything and focus. Like, you gotta know when you gotta get rid of everything. And that's
Right.
when, okay, let's go. That's what I do. Like, I had a bunch of shit. I'm like, fuck it, I'm liquidating everything, and I'm focusing on big shit, because I felt it, bro. I was not happy doing what I was doing. And the only way for me to grow and get to the new level is just get uncomfortable, and that's what we have to do every day.
So are you, so I should ask, so you don't regret starting like that because it kind of, you could correct me if I'm wrong, is do
Never
you,
ever have regrets, no matter what you're doing.
yeah,
I really hate when people say like, "Oh, I felt at something." You didn't feel at anything, like you're still moving forward.
yeah, it's like
Experience,
baby
bro.
steps then I guess. So it's like a lot of folks start like that, but then you got to evolve into knowing like, let me get the fuck out of
100%.
this.
100%. Like,
Um,
if you don't evolve, again, you die, bro. You become average. You become the average investor owning 10, 20, 30, 40 properties. Yeah, that's pretty good, man. Like, don't get me wrong, that's amazing. But you're not gonna be the guy that everybody wants to be. You know what
right,
I mean? That is the thing. And it all depends. Is that your goal? If that's not your goal, fine, bro. Do your thing. With 40 properties, you can have an amazing fucking life, you
right.
know. But
But if you
I
want to go to Dubai and Paris and drive those Lambos and the Bugattis and, have all of the time in the world, why not? Let's, go big, go hard, right?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't it's not bad to have, like, 50 mil in cash sitting in the bank, you know, like just saying, okay, I can buy today like this, you know what I mean? And then you have assets that are worth 500 million, you know, with leverage and shit like this, you know, that's a different play, you know. I may have 3 properties that are worth 500 million, but that's what I want.
Right.
Not fucking flex and say, yeah, bro, I have 40 properties, bro. How much you cash flowing? Oh, dude, I'm cash flowing 40 grand. You know, it's not even that. Probably
Half.
3 grand, you know.
Yo, we're talking to one of my buddies back in the day. This is a famous guru too. I'm not even gonna mention his name, but like I was talking to one of my buddies back in the day. He's like, dude, I got like 25 sub twos, and I'm cash flowing 6 grand a month now. I'm like, bro, my fucking OnlyFans man is cash flowing like 8 grand a month. And then I was like, dude, it took me one day to build the whole fucking thing from 40 videos in one day. Fucking cash flow like 8 grand a month for fucking 2 years. And then you're telling me that you spent 6 years of your life
Damn.
to
That
get fucking
hurts.
26 sub years and cash flow less than me.
Holy
I'm
moly.
embarrassed, bro.
He doesn't have equity in those things.
Yeah.
Probably.
Fucking dumbass, bro.
Yeah, probably in the 30 years you'll build yourself equity, but after all the renovations and shit, you probably been, bro.
Yeah.
After paying fucking interest rate and all that shit, boy, like you're fucked. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not passive. It's not passive at all. People like to call it passive income, but it's not. All that money is going right back in there. It's at a certain point, it's more of somewhere to store capital than actually something to make money off of. And you know, you guys are right, because essentially it's like creating a job, because there's so much fucking time and work that goes into it. And when I first started, my fascination with syndications and huge projects. And then, you know, from the people that I were around here in my county, I got talked into doing like, you know, the single family, the 2 units. So, you know, I've been doing this for about 2 years now, 2.5 years. And I got 7 properties and 2 buildings. And I, you know, it's like you guys say, it's all this work. Tenants still call me. I'm still running around and shit, and I'm thinking in my head like, nah, there's got to be something better. So it's like fate, you guys, you know, having this talk with me, because everything is doable, everything is possible. You know, I just got to
Well,
make a
bro,
shitload
you're
of money
not
and go
hanging
in.
out with the right people, you know. That's what I can tell you.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's no one in my county that, you know, that I know of, you know, when we're
Like,
going
who
to
has
this.
the fucking big buildings, bro?
Dude, yeah, like me and Thoughts hang with the billionaires, bro, the bees, bro. We
Yeah.
don't hang with the M. We hang with the M's, dude.
Yeah, we hang with the
We hang with the M's, dude, but we don't hang with the T's, bro.
Thousandaires.
Hang out with fucking president of Russia or some shit, bro.
Oh no, I'm talking about the thousands,
The
man.
Oh,
thousandaires, the T.
Brilliant,
bro.
bro.
Dude, I don't fucking know. The T trillions, man.
Brilliant.
The thousands, man.
I'll hang out with the thousands,
But the
not
trillionaires, that's Dubai and, you know, Saudi Arabia and over there. You gotta talk to
the Russian trillionaires, man. Those are the freaking richest, man. I'll tell you, nobody can compare to those fuckers.
So how were you guys able to kind of get such a huge shift in mindset? Were you guys born into it? Did you guys stumble upon it? Like
It's over time, bro. But like the thing is, like,
You gotta fail so much in life that shit naturally develops.
fail quickly too, right? Like
yeah, I mean, you're gonna feel that. Like, I'll ask you, how do you feel right now?
right now, me personally,
Yeah,
I feel like I'm not doing enough. I know.
there you go, bro.
Yeah.
You already know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
once you get that feeling, you gotta do better, bro.
Me and Thoughts feel overwhelmed every day.
But like you gotta, it's never stop, bro. You gotta always chase what's next for you, because like, you know, and not only what's next for you, maybe that's not the right thing. Like maybe say, how can you scale yourself the way you can scale yourself where you're making more money and you have more time? Because I want to have more time. Like, let's say I'm gonna have kids in a few years. I want to have those fucking that time for my kids too, man. Like I don't want to fucking grind all the time, but I want to also have like I want to make sure my businesses are running well. I'm making even more money than before and spending less time. It's all about knowing what you're focusing on. And like I know a guy, bro, and I kind of like talked to him, and he's like, "Hey, you know, how many deals you're?" He was asking me. I'm like, "Dude, we do about 100 deals a year, you know, and stuff like this." And I thought that's a flex, you know, doing 100 deals. And that was like 2 years ago. And I was like, "How about you?" And he's like, "Dude, nothing much, man. I just do one deal a month. I mean, one deal a year." I'm like, one deal a year. I was like, what the fuck, you know? I'm like, how much money do you make from that deal? He's like, about 20, $25 million. So I'm like, what the fuck? I was like, man, I hang out more with you, bro. You know, like that was like a shift, bro. I was like, what the fuck am I doing? You know? So
Yo,
it's all
yes.
about bro mindset, man. Like that's the whole thing. And just talking to the right people, man. And you know, I have really good mentors early in life that showed me the right ways, man. And you know, from there it's kind of like you always want to improve to get to that point where your mentors are, you know. I was fortunate enough to have those, you know, kind of like the people that hardly you can reach, like, you know, 500 million billion, you know, like these type of people. So whenever you get advices from them, you already know to get to the point their advices will work, you got to go through. I mean, whenever they gave me some advices, I'm like, this makes no sense. But the more I work and the more I do, more things make sense from what they told me, you
Mm,
know?
And you gotta speak the language to hang with the bees. You
yeah.
know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, if you don't understand it, I mean, like one of our friends that has like 700 employees, you know which one,
Yeah.
right? Like that, like hanging with that dude, he was talking about like a creative deal that he did with, you know, fucking like multifamily. But we understood
Yeah.
because we spoke the language.
We do.
Right.
Yeah. That's the key, man. It's knowing how, because at that time, man, whenever they told me about all the stuff, I was like, this shit makes no sense to me, man. Like, you know, because it was so far from me, you know what I mean?
Right.
But the more I was like, man, like all these words, man, it makes
And
total
now
sense.
you can hang with them because now you understand the language and what they're talking
Yeah,
about.
and you can ask more questions, and you get just more fucking advantage of it because you understand it, bro.
Like Stash, when he meets people that want to like get his knowledge and stuff, he's like, "What's an entitlement, bro?" And they're like, "I don't know how to answer." He's like, "Dude, I ain't gonna waste my time, dude. You haven't done your fucking research."
Right, right,
Yeah,
right. That makes a lot of
I
sense.
I test people, man. Like, you know, like sometimes, like, you know, the simple things like, what do you want? You know, like asking people what they want is very key, bro, because everybody in this world, like like me, Josh, you, like whenever we started entrepreneurship and being entrepreneurs, we wanted something, right?
Yeah.
And being clear on what you want and what you're solving for is the key for you to evolve as a person and everything else. And your equation will change over time. You know, you cannot have the same equation because you solve first for 5 plus 5, then you know it's 10,
Yeah.
then you know it's 10, you gotta solve for something more, you know, and the equations get more complicated with time.
That is
And
so true. That is so true because where I am today is where I wanted to be not too long ago. And now that I'm here, I'm like, I need to do something else, something
well,
better,
you solved
something
the
bigger.
equation, bro. It's easy. You know, you know how to do it and stuff. And, you know, it's cool to be able to solve the equation, but we as a human beings, we need to evolve or we fucking die, you know?
Right.
So that's the key.
So let me ask you guys this. Would you rather do one deal that nets 50
One deal.
million,
One deal.
just one deal then, and just have all the time in the world?
Yeah, man.
And no kids? You guys don't have any kids right now?
Not yet, man. Not yet. Maybe in a few years.
Maybe in a few years. I got three. If you want, you can have one of mine.
Dude, I'm sure your kids are your biggest inspiration, man, to keep on moving forward.
Yeah, man, kids bring good luck. Believe it or not, when you guys do have kids, you'll see. They bring good luck. They're cool. I joke around. I tell people that I love my kids. I just don't like them.
Dude, you should like your kids, man.
No, I do. I do. That's me teasing.
Uh,
But
You
that's
always want your kids, man, to do one big deal a year, bro.
and keep one big deal a year, bro.
And keep
So
one big deal a
your
year.
kids can feel the real wealth, you know?
what's the biggest deal you guys have done that you guys are the most proud of right now?
I've done like $1 million deal, you know, which, you know, I am proud of it because I saw the opportunity, I could solve for it, you know, and, you know, it was a land deal, of course, but, you know, I want to now, like, I reached that goal. I was like, as I told you, like, I had these rentals, I have this stuff, you know, I have a lot of things that I own, but I'm like, that shit's so stupid. You know, I keep on fucking doing this shit. I'm gonna keep on doing some small deals, which I'd say 50, 60, $100,000, which is cool, man. Don't get me wrong. I appreciate, thank to God every single day about everything, bro. But we like I feel comfortable. I don't feel inspired anymore. So
Right.
for me to feel inspired, ready to fucking rock and roll, I have to get bigger deals, you know, and that requires me to get of my uncomfortable zone of, you know, like going out, you know, now I'm making offers on $1 million properties and trying to make even bigger deals. Now, this deal that I told you about, the entitlement, if it goes through, I'm gonna make 3 million bucks, you know.
$3 million.
And you know, that's just evolution of me saying, fuck this, you know, I want to get better. And now I'm doing, you know, bigger stuff, you know, and just the way it is, you know, me and Josh with our data company, same way, you know, we always push ourselves to get better and like push ourselves to be like, okay, like, you know, we can do this better. We can like, let's spend 3 million bucks on data and fucking let's go rock and roll, man. I mean, this is fucking a lot of expense. You know, not
Yeah.
everybody can fucking risk that much money.
Dude, we could have bought 5 Lamborghinis, but we said fuck the five
Yeah.
Lamborghinis.
You both.
Want them big.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
that
you
makes
know, the
sense.
biggest thing is, bro, being around the best people. Like, I cannot be more grateful being with Josh, man, and building something together. Because if we don't have the right people around us, man, I don't think any of that shit's possible.
And in terms of business partnership, man, you have to have like a business partnership where like both partners highly respect each other, bro. Cause me and Doc, man,
Yeah,
we respect each other like
100%.
as like we're both billionaires or some shit. You know, it's like fucking
Yeah,
next level. We're brothers.
yeah,
That's
man.
great. That's good. How did you guys meet?
Real estate meetup, man.
Yeah, real estate meetup, man. We've known each other for a long time.
Yeah, pretty long time now, man.
Yeah, we just
Since we
talked for a long
started.
time, and then eventually,
Yep.
what, 2 years later, 3 years later, that's when we became partners
Mm-hmm.
of talking. Yeah, so.
Nice.
But here's the thing, you want to partner with you first. You gotta become a badass.
Mm,
Then you gotta meet a badass. Then you guys partner. But like, there's someone like business partnership is like a marriage. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
you gotta have that.
Yeah, man.
It's like who am I gonna like fucking grow with all the way? Like, do we have the same goals?
Right.
Yeah.
Me and Josh, we can see both of us like wanting to hit the B's, man. We're okay with the 100 M's.
Yeah.
But what like dude, we like we'll have our each other's backs all the way to the B's, man. If that's what each other wants or whatever, dude.
I'm sure whenever with 100 mil, we'll be like, fuck this shit.
Fuck
Yeah. We
Yeah,
gotta
but Josh, I'm too
more.
comfortable
No, but
right
when we
now.
hit the 100 M's, man, we gotta hit the T's, man. The trillions,
Yep.
man.
I don't know, man. I don't know. If I could live for 200 years, probably possible, you know. But so hard. Maybe my kids, if I learn, if I teach them the right things, they may get to the T, you know. But you need some fucking time to get to these fucking T's, man. It's generational fucking wealth that you gotta build.
That's
you know,
true.
It's very hard, you know.
What's the biggest, most common characteristic with respect to a lot of the high net worth people that you guys get around? Is there?
Here's the thing too, right? Like, I'm not a fan of people that's like, oh, I always gotta be around important people. Because the thing in business, man, it's like, dude, like you can make fast money with somebody for 10 years straight, and then all of a sudden they cheat you out behind your back. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? Like I'd rather have like make money slow and then know like get a partnership that you can trust forever, bro.
Yeah.
So like we don't care so much about the top important people. They might be the most negative people that want to cheat you out on your cash.
Well,
I
yeah.
So
see.
you gotta be hella careful.
Well, the thing is, dude, I would say, be open-minded, bro. You will never, you don't know who you're gonna get your next lesson from, bro. It might be from a freaking a homeless person, bro. You never know what's the next thing you're gonna hit you, man. So like, be open-minded, see what's up. Always think for yourself, evaluate everybody, see who they are, test them out, see if they fucking are worth it,
Right.
because you can't trust people. You just gotta test them out a few times, see how the tests are, and then just keep on moving, bro. Because that way you can do good stuff, bro. Like
Great
that's
advice.
the only way.
Great advice. Great advice, guys. So, Josh, plug your company, do your spiel, and then I won't take too much of you guys' time. I appreciate you guys talking to us, and it was a wealth of knowledge, and I'm really grateful. And this talk definitely, for me at least, it put a lot of things in perspective, and I'm definitely gonna make some changes based on what I heard. So, yeah, man.
Perfect.
We want you with us to the bees, man. Let's go.
Let's go to the beach.
I got you, bro. I got you. I got you. I'm gonna reach out to you guys more often than not. So I want in also. I'm gonna skip.
Perfect. You got my
I'm gonna
number, Jose. So
listen.
you already know
I want to skip the 100 M's, and I just want to go straight to the B's.
the beach,
I'll be coming with 100 M's.
the 100 M's.
Word. Do
So if
you?
you guys want to find Stas on Instagram, it's official Stas, STAS.
Don't text me, guys, please.
For me, it's at Josh Chan 22 on Instagram. Our website is kindskiptracing.com. 10,000 records for $300. Everything comes skip trace. We got a list of 20 items on our data menu, all of the best of the best. I recommend the ARM list, the no data list, and then the divorce list. I would say that these are the top three. All of them 14% higher, like conversion rate or higher for the most part, except divorce. But I had 3 people in the last 2 weeks tell me that they closed a deal from the divorce. So I've been
Nice.
mentioning it a lot.
Good
Um,
shit.
yeah, kindskiptracing.com.
Word. Word. Thank you, Josh. I'll be hitting you guys up very soon.
Appreciate you, Jose.
Yeah, no doubt, boss. Thanks a bunch, and I'll talk to you guys. See ya.
See ya.
Peace.